Hello, Diamonds, and welcome back to JI's Train Simulator. So, I haven't played it for a long time, and there are a lot of changes. So, it does look much better. Even the main menu is nicer. Of course, the resolution is still low, so it gets scaled for my screen. And they have added like different manuals and all that type of stuff. But it's not important because the main key is the same. I just need to use the scroll wheel and deal with everything. So I did buy one of the add-ons. So I did get the Chuo Line Rapid Service, which is very unique service in Tokyo. It's quite long as well, 53.1 kilometers. So the video will be like about an hour, I guess. And in this case, we use the regular E233 stock, which is quite common train on most JR East lines, at least within Tokyo. And yeah, so the line itself goes from Takao all the way to Tokyo. The line is extended much more on the west side. There are so many different services on the line. So it goes all the way to Nagano, which is actually under different service and even different operator, which is the JR Central. But yeah, anyway, we start from here because this is the most common line on the line. So yeah. So let's hop in and see what we can do. So yeah, we have a lot of stations on the way. And between Takao and Tachikawa, it will be stopping at every stop. And after Tachikawa, it will skip a lot. It's gonna be quite fun. So let's see. I did try yesterday a little bit. So hopefully I'm not too bad, but I might still overshoot the stations. It's very difficult to get used to the braking sequence and all that. So doors are closing. Stay clear of the doors. So, doors closed and we are ready to go. So, let's put full power. I also need to check the speed limits because in one of my previous videos that I did last year when they came out, someone asked like, how do I know the speed limits? And honestly, you can see currently on the screen there's the 45, which defines that the speed limit in this section is 45 kilometers an hour. And after the station area, the speed limit of course will increase, as in some parts I think it was up to 95. Yeah, it's really quick service, and it also has had a lot of downsides as the trains go way too quick through the stations. For people who want to read more about that, they can go in the Wikipedia. It's a lot of information. Yeah. Now outside of the station, I think the main speed limit was 85. We can increase a little bit. It's one of the sections that they haven't really modified yet, so you have the level crossings. And like some parts of the line have been modified, so all the trains go slightly above. So no longer you need to worry about the collision with cars or anything. I think pretty much from Tachikawa onwards it will be elevated, or in some parts even under the ground, which is mainly after Shinjuku. We can take a look. And yeah, I haven't really been that far on the line, so for me I only visited Tachikawa before, because they have IKEA shop there. It's one of the biggest in the neighborhood, so okay, we are slowly getting closer to the first stop, which is the Ishihachi Joji. Joji is quite unique station as well. Let's get braking. I don't want to overshoot it, which I might do because I was a little bit unfocused. Not release the brakes a bit. Slightly over. Yeah, it takes time to get used to that. So yesterday when I did the like test trial, then my closest was 6 centimeters. But yeah, usually it's like 2 meters off or something. So I'm not saying that there will be perfect driver this time. So yeah, it takes a lot of practice to get used to all the speeds. And yeah, just using the mouse scroll wheel. It's definitely the easiest. Okay, ready to go. Yeah, a lot of like crossings in Tokyo are like that. So people just nicely stop. They don't really rush through, and it's closed. I wish they did the same everywhere, but unfortunately, there are a lot of accidents with trains. It was also the reason why a lot of this line is now being elevated. Yeah, people live right next to the rail, and honestly I wouldn't mind. I used to live very close to the rail network as well, but they had like a lot of like big freight trains going past as well. Now I live a bit further away from the train lines, and the closest I have is underground anyway. Yeah. Okay, here we have speed limits. There's, as you could see, there were 3 different signs. So normally the speed limit is 100, and we can go up to 95. Same time, we're getting quite close to the station, so a little bit worried about the braking again. And yeah, now it was downgraded to 90. Now we have to start braking. Okay, the speed limit 60. Goes to 65. Yeah, pretty much after someone asked in the previous video, then I decided to learn about it, to understand how it really works. Yeah, we came in a bit quicker than expected. I don't know why the train is supposed to move that slowly. Because yeah, I just used the video as the feedback. That went a bit over 6 meters, a bit too much. But yeah, it's always like real difficult to understand what is supposed to be. So yeah, like I follow like the people movements, and then it's like I'm going too slow. Actually too quick. Whilst the speed is low, and then I kind of forget to follow it properly. And, oh, it's only 1 stop so far. I'll try not to do too many times. And also, we need to take a look on the time that we have. As we have the speed limit about 65, it is pretty much a kilometer per minute. And we have less than 4 minutes to get to the next station. I mean, exit the next station. So, okay, it's 75 now. We are not turning off, so it's fine. We can go to 85. So next stop is Toyota, and interesting thing about this name is that Toyota, car maker we know nowadays, it used to have the name Toyota before. So like many just think that it's connected to the Star Wars franchise. Actually the name is not from that. So it does sound very similar, but yeah, the history says that they changed the name just for certain reasons in kanji. Because Japanese use their own writing system. And there was like number of the strokes or something that made them change it a little bit. At least that's what I have heard about it. So I'm not saying that it's 100% correct. Yeah. It's a lot of turns. Going slightly uphill as well. It says 10% grade. In this area I wouldn't really want to go too quick. Even though the lines are kinda slanted, so you don't really risk too much on the force or anything. The train doesn't like topple over or anything. Now we are definitely a bit quick. Over 90 kilometers an hour. And yeah, the orange trains you can see next to us, those are also the Chuo Line trains. So in many cases the trains do stop in Dutch cover, and then they can come all the way through Toyota to the terminal, or like the depot. Yeah, and later we also see one of the stops where Chuo Line trains will kind of like terminate. Because yeah, the Chuo Line is the one that is more like local train, and it connects like the west side of Tokyo all the way to Chiba. Maybe it will be added in the future add-on as well. Let's see. Into braking mode. I don't have the deadman switch enabled, so it shouldn't stop like that. But yeah, so Chuo Line goes slightly different way, and yeah, this stop is really long usually in Toyota. But that's why we are skipping ahead a bit. Yeah, some stops the trains can wait up to like 10 minutes before continuing. It's no surprise. And yeah, the next station is Hino. Let's see how long it takes to get there. A few minutes. And yet, like the reaction on the train line that it put me on like emergency brakes somehow. I didn't understand why. And they stopped me. Changing the track here. There might be still some bugs in the operation as well. But I don't say that I'm always correct, so might be just my error as well. We have less than 2 kilometers left. Yeah, most of the track, if I remember correctly, was 85, so we'll keep the power close to that as well. Speed too much, but past. The sounds that they have added for the passing trains is really nice. It kind of feels super realistic. Slight brakes on, and yeah, the speed limit is 85. Releasing the brakes a bit. And now I try to really follow like the distance meter. Wow, 2 centimeters, new record. This is something that is very respected even in like real life. This is very difficult to be on the dime. I'm quite happy with the 2 centimeter one. Going to Takao. So Takao station is quite big station. So they have a lot of lines coming together. So some that go directly towards south, and many that go east-west routes. So one of the busiest stations, especially during the weekends. I always went there like on Saturday or Sunday. It was nearly impossible to move around. Maybe like working days are a bit easier. This should be Tama River. So this river goes all the way to the south and is mainly bordering the Kanagawa and Tokyo area. I think later on the network there's also an area where the construction is happening. Because this recording itself is like few years old now. It's like there's one place like at the end of the line where we get to the central of the Tokyo. There's one station that was modified a few years back, and this is done when they were still constructing the platform extension. So once we get closer, I might talk about it a lot more as well. Now we can start preparing for the entry to the station. Takao station. Yeah, you can see how many platforms they have. It's a lot. Yeah, I'm not too worried if you are running a little bit late on the line. Better late than there. Okay, it seems that I ran out of storage very quickly. I wasn't ready for my hard drive before. Yeah, sometimes it happens because the video files are super big, so the recording until it got cut off was already over 30 gigs. So yeah, nothing I can really do about that. Because with Echo usually the files are not too big. Oh. Ooh, not too bad. Thought I will again go over the line because I was too distracted from the hard drive thinking. But yeah, I have another drive on my system where I keep the files after they have been used. Because like the operating systems are all on SSDs, so they're much quicker. So Windows, for example, is on NVMe. So it can record easily and doesn't really have any big issues. And Linux is also on SSD. But yeah, for the main storage I use old-fashioned hard drive, which is only 4 terabytes, so not much. So I sometimes do need to use the network storage that I have. Now we're going downhill. And here it seems to work. It's increasing. Slow down. We're going to platform 6, it seems. It's the last platform. They often start from one side and go to the other. Yeah. It's a little bit slow. And yeah, Mitaka is the end stop for the yellow line train. That's called the Chuo Line. Okay, 11 centimeters, I take it. Crazy. Yeah, I've used the Chuo Line mainly to go to Chiba. And it has very interesting connection to the Dosai metro line. So for example, when I lived in Kakurasaka, which is in the neighborhood of Idabashi that I will talk about later. And when I went to Chiba, it was cheaper for me to take the Dosai line, and because like the collaboration between Cheiya and Metro was so good that Cheiya alone was more expensive. Not too much, like I think it was, what was it, like about 40 yen? So let's say like about 30 US cents or something. So not really crazy price difference, but still significant. So we're going straight. That's good. Next one is Kichijoji. I've been there many times in my life. When I used to teach English, then we had one location in there. And also there's really nice park nearby. Platform 4. Yeah, I usually use the platform 3 in here. Because that was really quick. Not sure how it went so quick. I wasn't really ready for this. It's like, okay, we have time, and then suddenly, okay, already too far. I should be careful with my distractions. Okay, getting ready to go. It would be nice if they added the official voiceover. Because in real on real trains you can actually hear also hear the English version of it. And on the trains, the displays, they show 4 different languages. Generally, you can have Japanese, Chinese, usually, because we use a lot of kanji, and also Korean and English. Some lines only use Japanese and English, and with Japanese using both the kanji and then hiragana variant. So there are different train lines that operate with different languages, but this is generally what you can find. So English is usually available, even in the older trains where they have the bigger dot displays, like the LED displays or LCDs. So they usually have also English available. Nishiyogikubo. Was this the station where you could take the metro line as well? I think it was the Marunouchi line, which goes all the way to Ikebukuro. I think it was from here, this stop. Or maybe it was the next one. It's really empty station. Absolutely no one. Yeah, it's definitely distracting me, so I would need to check the speed. Not fully stopping. It's fine. Can't lose too much time. I still have like more than half of the line to go. It's super long. Almost forgot to take off. Just checking my station list, so I have it open on my other display so I can figure out what stops I have, and then I need to kind of prepare for something. Yeah, before I mentioned like the 4 tracks. So yeah, the middle ones are for local trains only, and the outside ones are for the rapid line trains. So they're currently running also rapids, so not really stopping too much. Next we see Ogikubo. Few more stops before we start skipping a lot. Yeah, in the train before the stop they actually use different wording. I think you know that what stop is ahead. Late again. bit far from the stopping points. Well, the 24 centimeters. So many train lines already have the gates, and then like the accuracy is very important. But when you don't have the gates, then it's not too important. And you can get it off a little bit more. But there are a few times has happened that they do drive a bit past and then they have to reverse, and it can cause quite significant delays. Now, for our standards. So for Western world, it doesn't mean really much delay. Like I remember when I was living in London, and like trains could easily be like 5-10 minutes late and it was fine. But here 1 minute is honestly quite significant delay. So yeah. I think like in the previous 2 videos I did mention one time the situation that with the Shinkansen, the JR East had to apologize publicly because they departed the station too early, and it was only like 27 seconds. And for the local people who use the services, it was quite significant change in the schedule. Brakes a bit. Okay, a bit far, but it's fine. Next is Koenji. After that is Nakano. From Nakano onwards, it's more complicated ride because the track goes very slow in one point. And at least yesterday when I was looking, I couldn't really see the speed limits anywhere, and it was quite confusing. I will try to keep my eyes open this time. It's getting more central as more big buildings are around. The speed limit on the track is 80 from now on. It's fine, 152. Once you train enough with the real set, you get used to stopping really well. Yeah, it's only like a video game and mouse. Quite easy to make mistakes. The next stop is Nakano. So also the English school I worked for, they had location there when I started. And there's also like really nice pancake shop I visited. Yeah, that's kind of my memories of that location. But yeah, after that it was mainly only like a changing point between the trains. Like when I took the Tosa line that goes all the way to Nakano. Sometimes it does continue on the Chuo line, the yellow one, but not always. So quite often I had to change. Yeah, they have a lot of different platforms here. Was it like 8 platforms or something? Speed limit is 60. After that, our speed limit will be 90. We are on the platform 8. Yeah, it's really busy station. Going to the emergency brake is a little bit too much. I had to stop it. Usually here the stop is not too long. At least not on this line. The doorside to Yosobu, it usually does take a few minutes as they're changing the staff members. One of the unique things in Japan that like 2 different lines can operate together on the same train. So they just change the staff members in that station where they kind of work together. So for passengers, they don't need to change any trains or anything, but just only the crew. It's only 2 people that get off and on. I think it's quite friendly for all the people using the services. It would be nice to see in other countries as well. Next stop is Shinjuku. We do skip 2 stops in this area. For example, Higashi Nakano and Okubo. The Okubo area is like quite common for students, and also like in that neighborhood they have a lot of different restaurants, especially Korean. So a place that I would recommend people to visit. Been there many times. Also, the company I work for is in Waseda. Pretty much very close to Okubo neighborhoods. And now we have more than 3 kilometers. Quite long distance. Up the hill. So also one thing that from like the cabin view here, you don't really notice how much you're going uphill, or like how much power you might need. In real life you can sense all of that. This area is continuing at 80. Arriving in Shinjuku very soon. We're going together with many other lines. The lines come from our left side. And here the station platform is super long, making it quite confusing even for the passengers. So we're going to platform 8. And we're straight ahead. yeah, like they have the new south exits. There is like, once you get downstairs, you have to walk quite a bit to get to the trains. Yeah, a bit confusing for people. So like on the opposite sides, you can see that there was like really long walkway. In some platforms it's even longer, so they have like a fence next to it. So mainly the Chuo Line, because the trains are much shorter than on many others. Yeah, then you get downstairs and walk quite the distance before you can get the train. And another interesting fact about this station is that this part of the station is actually outside of the Shinjuku city. It belongs to Shibuya city, which is quite few stops down the line with the JR. Yeah, and a unique city. And here many lines are going to go all over each other and change the tracks. And here's already another station. So this is Yoyogi Station. Quite few trains will stop there. I think this one is. Yeah, this one is. Because then Yamanote line goes straight, and then the Chuo line goes this way. And yeah, it will be very, very difficult line because a lot of curves and stuff. The speed limit is 60 here in this section, but it does look really sketchy. So again, we have a few more stops that we are passing by. They are not stopping everywhere. So on the left side there is a really big national garden called Shinjuku Kyoan. One of my favorite places to visit. So whoever comes to Japan, I recommend going there. They have like a lot of different plants. They have greenhouse, museum, even their own Starbucks. It's good for relaxing, and the entrance is not too expensive. It's like 500 yen, which is less than $5. And you can just enjoy pretty much all day. Yeah, they are going. You to slow down a lot. It's a little bit sketchy to go to full speeds. I didn't notice the speed limit section again. So I wouldn't go 85 in this section anyway. Yeah. 60. Yeah, a lot of tunnels and stuff. It's really dark because the headlights don't show up much with those camera settings. In real life you can see a lot more. The speed limit is still 60. Right when you get out, then pretty much prepare for the station. Two. but the rest of the speed limit is also 60. It curves a little bit and then we'll be next to the canal. We're going to skip 3 stops, which are only on the Chuo line, which is going up there. So, yeah, they kind of go on the opposite side now. There are many transfers like this happening. They're coming down on this side and we are on this side. So yes. Actually, add the power. Now they're supposedly going uphill, which I don't really feel in this view, but I do know it's going uphill. Let's see if I can see any other speed limit sign. I think it's still 60 applying and they're going 70. Yeah, there's one of the next stop, which is the Idabashi. It had the extension. Down there is a cafe called Canal Cafe. It's a really nice place to visit. They have pizza and pasta and all those things available. Been there a few times. Yeah, here they made the platform extension. You can see it's during the construction phase. And on top of this road they have new entrance building, which of course is not visible at that time. And yeah, all the old entrance was just totally removed. And this part of the station, of the platform, is no longer used, so I'm not sure if they're going to remove that platform or just keep it as for emergencies. This is again really sketchy wreck area. This is Sudobashi Station. There is Tokyo Dome next to it, which is quite commonplace for like baseball games and concerts and stuff. And literally just behind the station is the other lines. Kind of unique way to hide the train. 65 is the limit. And here we are going to the total opposite side of the Chuo line, so it will start being in the middle. Another small tunnel. I think this was the section where I felt most that the speed system was not 100%. Here's the 50 km/h limit. The Ochanomizu station is also one place where they do a lot of construction at the moment. So I haven't been there for a while, but I'm quite sure that they have changed a lot. And this is also the last place where you can change between the Chuo line and Chuo line. The Chuo line will go to Akihabara, and Chuo line goes to Tokyo. So quite a bit different destinations. And yeah, you can just cross over the platform in those trains. Really convenient. I've used it many times like that. Have to stop real quick. And yeah, the video feed is very strange. It's really foggy at those speeds. I don't even know how they were recording it. Like, did its train actually stop or just slowed down, and how much? Because if they went just through at speed, then it will always be foggy. But yeah, like you can see, the Chuo line goes straight over. We go under and then connect with the other parts. Soon is the Ganda station as well. The Ganda is the one stop before. Yeah, the Akihabara I went many times. It's a really nice place to see all the electronic shops and even have really nice markets. So if anyone is like watching the videos of abroad in Japan, then he has been there and showing off some of the nice places. For me, it's just the electronics markets. You can actually buy for very cheap price some old cameras and radios, some of them in really mint condition. So yeah, that's the place kinda like in Akihabara. Of course you can find like maid cafes and all those unwanted stuff as well. Yeah, this is Ganda station. It's again big station, but it doesn't feel very big when you're in the train. And after that, what happens with the Chuo line is that it actually goes above other tracks. You will start having the multi-level. Stop time. Not bad, 15 centimeters. So yeah, as you can see, maybe ahead, there's a small raise in the line. The other lines go under, and this will go directly above the Keihin-Tohoku line and also the Yamanote line. The trains that are going towards north. This way the Tokyo station can stay small, because the front of the station is like European style, quite old building, and yeah, it looks quite nice. And as they don't have much space for all the tracks, they decided to put this one on top. They also have the Shinkansen lines on the sides, slightly raised. Yeah, we are changing the track. Speed limit 60. And yeah, this is the terminus. That's where we end the line. It has been really long drive. Need to work a lot to get the video done. Raise the brakes a bit, so we are going a bit too slow. It's fine, it's about 3 meters before, but we arrived on time, which is quite good thing. Yesterday when I did the trial, I was late, about 20 seconds. Yeah, thank you for watching the Chuo Line trip, and hopefully see you in the next video.